Educate, inspire, change. Educate yourself, inspire others, change the world. So welcome to Podcast Zero. This is basically an introduction to the Educate, Inspire, Change podcast. I'm Kash Khan. I'm the founder and creator of Educate, Inspire, Change. Most of you are probably here because you may be a follower on one of my pages. We have 3.2 million followers at the time of this recording on Facebook and a bunch of other followers across social media. So thank you for coming to the podcast. And if you haven't heard of Educate, Inspire, Change before, or if you haven't heard of me, I just want to give you a bit of background as to what has led me in the journey to create Educate, Inspire, Change, and then how that kind of journey evolved into me now creating video content and the creation of this podcast. So Educate, Inspire, Change started in 2012 as basically a Facebook page. I myself was going through some personal issues at the time where I couldn't see my youngest son. And after 3 or 4 years of a kind of a hard court battle, when I eventually was able to see my son in a kind of a supervised kind of a circumstance, I understood that I wasn't going to be able to see him very much. And so when I came home one evening, I literally turned on my laptop and I decided to write 3 words: educate, inspire, and change. And the purpose of those words were I wanted to kind of write down what I stood for, and I wanted it to be public so that one day my son could read those words and understand what his father stood for. Because I understood that, it would be a long journey ahead. And even still, many years later, I'm still in that same kind of court battle. So, but I've able to use the energy from that journey and turn it into something positive. And fast forward 7 years, I've got over 3 million followers. I really feel like I've found my calling. I've grown so much, especially in the last year. So originally with Educate, Inspire, Change, I was sharing content all about world issues, politics, war, nutrition, conspiracy theories, health, science, all those kind of different topics. And what I found was over the years of doing all this, while I was educating other people, I ended up educating myself. And that then led me on a journey of realizing that we probably are better served not paying so much attention to the world's problems and focusing much more on ourselves. Because what I realized was the biggest kind of message I was getting from people was a feeling of powerlessness. People felt like they couldn't change the political system, or they couldn't change the pharmaceutical industry, or they couldn't change the education system. And many of them are probably quite right. But what they could do is they could change themselves. And when you change yourself, you start to change the world around you. And if more and more people in the world can kind of be the change they wish to see, then I feel like this is the best way to make the world a better place. So as I evolved with Educate, Inspire, Change, fast forward to 2018, I got an email, it might have been 2017, 2018. I got an email from a plant medicine retreat in Costa Rica. It's called Rhythmia Life Advancement Center. They said to me that they loved my page, they loved what I stood for, and they would like to invite me to do plant medicine in the form of ayahuasca at their retreat. Initially, I said no to this offer because I wasn't really too aware of what ayahuasca was. I was a bit fearful of psychedelics, and I didn't really understand the medicine aspect of it. But after another year listening to podcasts like Joe Rogan, Duncan Trussell, hearing people like Graham Hancock, and I'm a big follower of Terence McKenna, hearing these kind of people speak about DMT, mushrooms, ayahuasca, iboga, all these kinds of tools that people use to heal themselves and to expand their consciousness, it really kind of piqued my interest. So I actually emailed Rhythmia back at the end of 2018. And I went to the retreat for the first time in 2019, March, which is the beginning of this year. And one of the things I asked for during my plant medicine journeys was to help give me the confidence so that I can better communicate my message with all of you guys, all my followers. Because before 2018, I had never created any video content. I had never spoken on camera myself because I lacked the confidence to communicate clearly. I was always wary of how I came across to other people. Most of my followers are based in the United States as well. So I was always kind of conscious of how my accent might come across, whether I speak too fast. But this plant medicine journey really blew me away, and it gave me the confidence I needed to kind of make that next step. And one of my journeys in plant medicine, I asked the medicine to kind of tell me my purpose. And it basically said to me that I needed to find my voice, and I needed to use my voice and use my skills and my following to try to spread love and positivity and education around the world. And that's basically why I'm here today. So, this year I've been on many different plant medicine journeys. I'm actually been filming a documentary about that, which I'm sure you're all going to see pretty soon in the coming months, hopefully during 2020, that will be released. But back to this podcast itself, I just want to kind of explain a little bit about the kind of guests that we're going to have on, what kind of stuff we're going to talk about. So as I've already mentioned, self-improvement, mental health, healing yourself is a big part of my life, and it's something I'll be talking about very often. I'm also very interested in just basic science, quantum physics, nature, spirituality, meditation, yoga, mindfulness. And we're also going to be talking about other mainstream subjects, just like mainstream media, perhaps some politics, some news. We might have some celebrities on the podcast. So far, I've had a few guests online. One of them has been David Icke, who I'm sure many of you will have heard of. So you can look forward to hearing that podcast, but it's super interesting. Lots of interesting stuff went on there. And I'm looking forward to getting a lot more guests in the coming weeks and months. I really hope that you guys will enjoy the content and that you will grow with me, because I'm very new to this myself. So it's kind of a learning curve for me, but I'm really excited to be able to share my voice with you guys, to try to explore our consciousness, to explore how we can heal ourselves, to heal the planet, to really, raise the consciousness of the planet, because I feel like 2020 is going to be a year of real change. 2019 for many people has been a very hard year, but I think we're going to see the fruits of our labor in 2020. And my podcast is going to be hopefully coming out every week. So be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. I'm going to have the channel also on my Facebook page, Educate, Inspire, Change. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be all over the place, basically. So wherever you look, please look for Educate, Inspire, Change. I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. I'm looking forward to growing with you guys more.
Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts.